Hi guys, we are delighted to be back on the mall here in Fireside, and today I have my best cooking buddy back again. There's Jonny Phillips from Coppi and from Buba, and we've got Tommy here who's the sous chef actually in Coppi, and the two of the guys are just going to teach us a thing or two about pasta. The two dishes are on your menu at the moment, or are they?
They're not, well they always are in like a variation. There's always going to be like a vegetarian filled pasta, which is what we're going to do today, and then there's always a version of a carbonara. At the minute on our menu we have a tortellini with smoked chicken and parmesan. It's sort of like a filled pasta then, but it's kind of done with like a creamy sort of sauce.
Well, we're going to stop talking about it and just going to do it. So Jonny and Tommy are going to get started. I'm going to hang back for you a second, and then I'm going to come in later on and make a mess of everything, Tommy. Okay.
If we come first.
And then I'm going to taste it all with you. So where you go, boy? You just get started. Talk away.
So first thing we're going to do is we're going to make the pasta. So very, very important that you use specific pasta flour. This one's great, Dove's Farm, and it's available in Sainsbury's here behind us. So you don't want to use plain flour or like a strong flour. They'll have too much gluten content or not enough, so they'll not really work well. So here I have 240 grams pre-weighed out of the pasta flour. And that was in a bowl with a tablespoon of olive oil. And it goes. And then we have our eggs. Always use as well quality eggs. These are actually local Northern Irish eggs from Cavanagh. And we're going to put 2 egg yolks. 1 whole egg, sorry, and two whole eggs, sorry. Okay, straight in. And we're just going to start mixing this. So I've made a wee bit of a well in the centre, and you're just going to bring the egg in really slowly to begin with until it's sort of starting to mix. And you'll see it starts to come together, then we'll sort of give it a good mix there. Now this process takes quite a long time, so you have to give this a good sort of mix, and then we'll turn this out onto the board and give it a good sort of knead for about 5 to 6 minutes until it becomes a pliable dough. But I actually have some of this already prepared, so at this stage all you're going to do is you're going to turn this out, give it a good sort of mix with your hands, just get all them pieces together. You see it sort of comes together nicely there. Kind of looks like a pastry, almost like a short crust pastry. And a nice colour there because we've got our egg yolks in there as well. So we'll be turning that out. And we'll just, to knead it, we're just going to sort of firmly press it. Bring all these crumbs in. You can use the pasta dough to kind of clean your surface as well here. You don't want that to be gone, you want all that to be in there because that's all part of the recipe. Just clean your fingers as well. At this stage it's good to sort of work cleanly and sort of not make too much of a mess. You have to clean that up obviously whenever you get to cooking. We're just going to knead, and then with the hands just sort of use your hand as the weight. Got a good press, and again just scooping up all these wee extra bits here. Now sometimes for pasta you will need to add a tiny bit of water with this. It just really depends on the size of the eggs. These eggs seem to have been the perfect sort of size. They're large eggs. This recipe you'll find just depend on the size of the eggs. If they are slightly smaller mixed sizes, you may need to add like a teaspoon of water. Very important to use cold water as well. So that's our dough. Once that's came together, you'll gently sort of, you can kind of see it's nice and pliable there as well. Good strong texture to it. At this stage, it's important it goes into the fridge to rest. If you don't rest it, whenever you go to cook the pasta or when you're working the pasta, it'll sort of shrink and curl up on you. So at this stage what we would do is we would just wrap this up, put it straight in the fridge. So this is our dough. This is just basically half of our dough recipe, so I pre-prepared this one. And this one has been refrigerated overnight. This just allows the pasta time to relax, and you'll kind of see it becomes a more sort of yellower sort of colour there as well. So the next stage of the process will be to make some fresh tagliatelle. So that's our pasta dough out of the way. And on our board here, you'll notice I'm going to have to put a wee bit of flour. It's just pasta dough does get a wee bit sticky, obviously, as it sits. So a wee bit of flour. And just persuade it. You'll notice here today I'm going to be using an automatic pasta roller on this machine. You can't do this by hand or with a rolling pin, but it's a lot easier, and a lot of people have these attachments now for the machines. The same sort of principles sort of for doing the pasta. You basically want this to kind of match up with the sort of width for this almost. So when we start this up, we'll get this going, you'll see that it'll make life a bit easier for it, and we'll square it up a wee bit there as well because you want the pasta to come out like a nice sheet. So we'll just turn this on very slowly to begin with, and all we're going to do is just ensure we're going to put a wee bit of flour in the machine as well, just to make sure the blades are nicely sort of as well. Important as well on the blades, on the two blades here, it's important as well that you start on the largest setting, so with them as far apart as possible, and we'll go down in increments of 1. You kind of see here our dough's going through, and just with one hand you can let go. Once it's caught, you can let go and just let your pasta feed through. And what we'll do is we'll go down maybe 2, and then we'll do what's called a book fold of the pasta, which will strengthen. I'll explain in a minute. So straight through. And at this stage what we do is as well, so you'll notice our pasta's starting to misshape a wee bit there, so we'll bring that in. This is called a book fold. This does 2 things. This will give you a nice shape to work with, obviously. Very important as well to seal that, so we'll seal that over. That does 2 things. As I said, it sort of gives you a nice shape, obviously. We're sort of trying to persuade this shape to come out the way we like it there, but it'll also strengthen the pasta. If you don't do that, your pasta will be quite sort of slack almost, and will lack a bit of texture. So I'm just going to continue to bring this through. Okay, and what we'll do at this stage, we will cut our pasta dough as well. These as well, these are a great investment if you're going to make pasta at home. These are specific pasta cutters. So we'll just cut that in half. What this will do is this will make life a wee bit easier. Whenever I come to put this, when I put the next attachment on to make the actual tagliatelle, you don't want the tagliatelle to be too long, and we don't want to be having to cut it while it's in the machine. You want the sort of right length before you start that. So, and we're just going to go down in 1s again on the settings. All pasta machines will have these settings on the side for the width. So we're going to change over now. We're going to change the head to, that's our pasta sheet cutter. We're going to now change to the tagliatelle cutter, which has these sort of little sort of bars that'll sort of cut the pasta as it goes through. It's the same principle as the last one. It just feeds it through, but this will give you a nice shape. Okay. So we've got this on, and again, just because it's another cutter, we're just going to put a little bit more flour in there. Our pasta is a little bit sticky now as well. You might find in your home kitchen if you're cooking this, your kitchen's quite humid maybe if you've got water on boiling, so you definitely will need more. So important as well, we try and line this up. We're not going in sort of on an angle. We want it to sort of go nice and straight. And just like that, we've got lovely fresh tagliatelle coming through. That has done all the work for us. So just in terms of when we get that, we'll just ball these up nicely. You can leave them flat, but they'll start to dry a bit quicker like this. It's a bit easier. And again, 3 or 4 sheets. Okay, you can kind of see our lovely fresh pasta here. That lovely yellow colour from the nice eggs as well. Okay, so I'm going to pass you over to Thomas now, who's actually going to finish the dish. So he's got some lovely guanciale in the pan here. Thomas will talk you through what he's going to do here.
I've got some guanciale here, which is cured pig's jowl.
You're going to have to say that slow for us. People who haven't a clue. Okay.
Absolutely, it's just like a souped up bacon.
Souped up bacon, I like it.
Very classic Roman way to, one of the classic 4 Roman pastas really. Carbonara, but this is the classic way we're doing it.
So would you say it's like pancetta in a way?
I would say absolutely like pancetta in a way, only pancetta is the pig's belly, whereas this is the cheek.
So it's a cheek?
It's the cheek, yeah, and it's got a lovely amount of fat on it as well.
So would that be cured, Thomas? Do you know, or would that be?
It is cured. Black pepper, fennel, cloves.
Fennel is that classic driver.
Absolutely,
that the Italians love.
Dry thyme.
Of it.
So we're going to get that just rendering down.
And render means to cook slowly to extract the fat and get maximum flavour. Am I right saying
Absolutely. Cook
Yeah.
slowly, get the fat out of it, and then once it gets all nice and crispy, we're gonna drain off the fat, and it can go back into our sauce.
that? So people who are doing this at home, how long would you expect a rendering process to take?
I'd say anywhere between 5 and 10 minutes,
Aye.
but from start to finish, this is a quick dish.
So what I find, Tommy, in cookery school particularly, that everybody wants everything now. And see, even to render something for 10 minutes, it feels like an hour for some people. So it's important that happens, isn't it? That the rendering process will go through it.
Oh yeah,
Because that's going to give you that big flavour we're looking for.
absolutely.
Yeah.
But it is a very quick dish.
And where would I be able to buy this if I was out not?
Well, they're becoming more and more popular at guanciale, but you'll be able to get it in Warwick's Butchers is where we've got to pick this one up.
Right.
A good alternative would be pancetta for you, but Warwick's Butchers are doing this lovely guanciale.
So they're
I'll
doing
just fire that
I
up.
was talking to Jonny earlier, and he was telling me they're starting to kind of mess around with Italian type of things.
Absolutely,
And then we'll
yeah.
have Cornmeal doing stuff too up there in Limmer Valley. So you've got your eggs. Right?
We've got our eggs. We're going to
You
go
use
in.
really great eggs too.
Yeah, Cavan eggs.
Yeah, they're brilliant eggs. Yeah.
The same ones we use for our pasta there.
Yeah,
So
great
we're gonna go in with 3 egg yolks
Okay.
and a full egg. So carbonara classically only has about 4 or 5 ingredients.
That's right.
Eggs, guanciale, black pepper,
No cream.
no cream,
That's right. No bechamel sauce.
no cream,
No eggs, as you say.
and we're gonna
And the water's
emulsify
important,
it.
Tommy, isn't it? The water.
We're gonna emulsify it with the pasta water, which
Yeah.
will make it lovely and
Do you
glossy.
mind if I do this, Tommy?
Yeah, you work away.
Yeah. I don't like leaning over you, so I'm going to bring this over here.
Oh, absolutely.
Ben's going to go cracking up. He's gonna say,
Absolutely.
there you are. He's got me all up the left here.
So all these egg whites can be left over. You can use them for meringues, whatever else you feel like. I'll just get my hands a quick
Eggs
wash
room
there.
temperature.
Yeah, room temperature.
Never out of the fridge. Never out of the fridge.
Never in the fridge.
That's right. And that's another thing people don't understand too, that the whole protein structure of the egg changes when it goes in the fridge. The whole thing changes.
So once our guanciale's written down, we're free to make our wee sauce. It's a pan sauce. It's all done a la minute, all last minute.
Okay.
So we've got parmesan, eggs, and freshly ground cracked
So
black
here,
pepper.
Tommy, apart from the lovely food you're doing, are you enjoying being a chef at the moment?
Absolutely.
And how long have you been in Coppi?
I've been in Coppi for the last year, but I've worked within the company with their sister restaurant, Buba,
Yes.
for about 2 years before that.
Yeah, which was your Mediterranean sort of Middle Eastern type of food.
Mediterranean barbecue, Middle Eastern kind of food, a lot of hummus, a lot of
Baba ganoush, all that stuff.
A lot of barbecue, yeah.
Very good. And so you're sous chef at the moment?
Yeah, I'm sous chef in Coppi at the moment.
Well, I always found my sous chef, Jonny will probably agree with me here, done all my work for me. And the sous chef had the hardest job in the place. I really, well, that in your KP, but the sous chef to me, sous chef is the hardest job out there, everybody, because you're so responsible, and the head chef is expecting you to create miracles all the time. So I hope Jonny's not too hard on you.
No, absolutely.
Tell the truth. So, if you see if you can be sous chef, you can do anything. See, after that, that's it. You've got it. And then you'll just fit into that head chef or executive chef role dead easy. And then you'll remember what they all done in you, and then you'll do the same.
Vicious cycle.
A vicious circle. That's what it is.
So we've got all our eggs on. That's our wee sauce there, if you want to have a wee look at it. So it's our eggs, our parmesan, our black pepper, and we can we'll add a little bit of pasta water into it, just to temper it a little.
Johnny, Tommy, what got you in the cooking? Where did you get the passion from?
I suppose I've always sort of been into cooking. I love eating, so then that kind of came naturally
same as me, yeah.
towards the end of it.
Yeah.
If you love eating, you wanna create as good a food as you can.
So did you leave school straight into being a chef, or did you do something before that?
There was a couple of years in between, but
Was there?
yeah, there was a couple of years in between. But once I got into it, that was me. It's like a vocation.
Isn't it? Kind of addictive, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, chefs are crazy because the hours we work and the social hours, but But I believe now that the company you have now is very well structured and you're doing really well.
Absolutely.
That way.
A good work-life balance, I think it would be.
It was never like that. this is a new thing. It has to be.
Would be key. But carbonara, I think we're sort of starting to get to the halfway point there, just when it starts to go crispy.
Yeah.
And we've had no butter, no fat, no oil into that. That's all natural.
Yeah.
Fat from the cured pork gel or the guanciale.
So you can actually see, I love those bubbles. And that's when you know it's totally ready. Because what happens is it gets this bubble comes and nearly separates from the bacon, and you can see those bubbles, and that's an indicator we're right spot on where we should be. Okay, what's the next? Do you want me to put the pasta in for you, or do you want to work on the sauce? What do you want me to do? You tell me what to do.
We'll drop the pasta in now, and that's
Drop
us.
the pasta in it. What are we doing? 2 or 3 minutes? Is that what we're working on? Or
A minute and
2 minutes?
Minute and a half, 2 minutes, something like that. It should be good to go. We'll still have it with a wee bit of
Do you
a
have a
bite
wee?
to it.
Do you have a wee fork or a wee spoon? I get here. Just
I have a pair of tongs.
Sorry, I'm happy doing the same. Okay, chef. So
we're back in. Our guanciale's pulled off the heat now. Very important not to have it sitting on the heat when you're making this sauce. Otherwise your eggs will split and it'll go curdle on you. You'll be making scrambled egg. It'll be more like a breakfast dish. But
I mean, I sure wouldn't.
not particularly pleasant. But
I'm making a few complaints about that.
oh, absolutely. Our sauce is made over here. All we're waiting on now really is our pasta, which as Johnny's made fresh, should only take about a minute and a half, 2 minutes, something like that, and that's us good to go. It's all done last minute, so
Press for the pasta, looks lovely.
yeah. Our pancetta is completely rendered down. We're keeping all this fat into it. Where there's fat, there's flavour.
That's right.
It'll all emulsify into our sauce, go lovely and glossy. We'll use some of the pasta water as well.
Do you know what I heat up in the cookery show, Tommy, when I'm teaching and we're rendering things or we're adding butter? People go, oh, that fat. Oh, do you know that? It does stress people out, but that's why likes at Coppi and other restaurants are so good, because we know these tricks, like add flavour. And they wonder why their food never tastes like a restaurant food. It's because you're taking all the good things out. And that's kind of it.
And as you've seen there, an incredibly quick dish to make.
Absolutely.
I'd sometimes make it after service when I come home. By the time your pasta's ready, your pancetta or your guanciale, whatever, is rendered down. And we're getting there with our pasta as well. You can feel that it's
Important not to
starting to come
overcook
up.
the pasta, isn't it, too?
Absolutely, you still want a wee bit of a bite to it. You can feel that it's still got a bite to it.
Okay.
And we'll get to some of that lovely pasta water in. I can always use a wee bit more if we need it.
Yeah.
So we'll get it in there.
So there's another thing too that you know what you're doing. Obviously, Tommy, you've cooked this 1,000 times, but a lot of people at home and then basically go to this tap, rinse off their pasta, and then lose all that starch and lose all that flour.
All the goodness of it. So I'm just tossing it now. You can see already it's starting to come together.
Yeah.
Just as a kind of
That's your emulsification happening. Your
creamy
fat
emulsion of the fat and just your pasta water.
What are you making?
It's a classic carbonara.
Carbonara.
So it's just Roman style carbonara. So it's just like we have guanciale, but you could use pancetta, just like a bacon, pasta with egg yolks and cheese, which is like your parmesan, cracked black pepper, and that's it. 5 ingredients, done and dusted. So I'll hit this now with a wee bit of egg yolk. It's important to immediately toss it. You can hear how glossy it is.
And then we'll put a wee tiny bit of pasta water in here. Again, are you happy with that,
Yeah,
Tommy?
absolutely.
And that'll kind of
Loosen it out.
also it gives a wee bit of heat in that egg too. You see, it's starting to create that lovely sauce.
And that's really it. I'll hit it with a wee bit more for sauce there.
Would you like me to grate some parmesan over the sauce or
And
pecorino?
some fresh pecorino would be fabulous. Super rich, super quick.
It's brilliant, chef. Loving it. And you want to smell it here, guys. It just smells amazing. Tommy's just proved how easy is that. No cream inside. That's a great carbonara, chef. Well done. Love it. I just want you to get it from there to there quick so I can eat it. So Tommy, what I'm really saying really nice is hurry up, will you? And then we'll get that there classic shot there, Ben, of the lovely pecorino coming over the top. And I don't think you can have enough of this stuff.
I can even hit it with a wee bit more cracked black.
Success.
Unreal.
There you go.
What you in the kitchen that way?
There you go. Tommy, well done, Ken. You've done brilliant. I loved it. Keep cooking, mate. And there you are. It's our first dish of the day.